Elon Musk was once the darling of the progressive world, inventing things like electricity, cars, space rockets, and machines that can bore into the earth and your brain. But all that changed when Musk spent $44 billion to purchase social media giant Twitter, outraging users with his promise to restore the open conversation platform to its former state of being an open conversation platform. Musk said he will reactivate thousands of accounts that were censored or banned under former CEO Jack Dorsey for not being in formation with mainstream thinking and employing so-called freedom of speech. Despite an 11th hour attempt to terminate the deal, Musk is already delivering on his promise, exposing Twitter's censorship practices and connections to government agencies through the so-called Twitter files, a series of independent exposés posted on the publishing platform Substack. James Plushfoot summarizes the significant takeaways from these Twitter files before we all forget about them in around a week or two.
Seemingly independent to the outside world, internally, Twitter was in direct and constant contact with US government intelligence agencies, including the CIA, FBI, and Homeland Security. Twitter received classified information, assisted with state-backed covert operations, and moderated or censored so many accounts that their staff were congratulated for their monumental undertaking. Former FBI lawyer and Twitter's Deputy General Counsel Jim Baker revealed that the FBI even compensated Twitter for their work to the sum of almost $3.5 million.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Twitter blocked a New York Post expose on Hunter Biden and the incriminating contents of his laptop, despite knowing their hacked materials policy didn't justify the censorship. When members of Congress were surveyed about the decision's impact on freedom of speech, Democrats overwhelmingly insisted more moderation be pursued in the future, as free speech was not absolute. Exactly how more moderation can be applied to a blocked story remains unclear. Think tank DFR Labs, funded by the US government's Global Engagement Center, provided over 40,000 accounts for Twitter to blacklist and hide, or shadow ban, for containing foreign propaganda or opinions from other countries. The friendly term visibility filtering was used to hide the posts, extending to the tweets of Donald J. Trump, beginning well before his presidential election win and culminating in his account being suspended when Twitter rewrote its policies after the January 6 Capitol protest. Twitter's own staff described Trump's suspension as a slippery slope, difficult to justify, and akin to the company declaring itself a gatekeeper of speech for the entire world. Twitter censored and shadow-banned COVID information deemed inconvenient for public health officials, discrediting the accounts of doctors and experts, including physician Andrew Bostome, whose account was banned for posting the results of a peer-reviewed study on mRNA vaccines. Biden officials were allegedly furious that more accounts weren't being deplatformed, while Twitter worked with Pfizer lobbyist Scott Gottlieb to erase content about the effectiveness of natural immunity, due to its capacity to go viral and be corrosive to government health advice. Opposition to vaccine passports, mandates, or the sharing of post-vaccine side effects reports, celebrity deaths, or criticism of Dr. Anthony Fauci were also suppressed, a trend that continues today on sites like this one, whose summary of this particular section of the Twitter files is shown here. A project titled Hamilton 68 by the Alliance for Securing Democracy tracked 600 Twitter accounts purportedly linked to Russian influence activities, which the mainstream news media used as a basis for stories about Russia influencing everything from US elections to the gun control debate. However, Yoel Roth of Twitter discovered that Hamilton 68 was in fact made up of legitimate right-leaning accounts, which had nothing to do with Russians at all. State-funded anti-disinformation movements were elevated on the platform, including a faked campaign against Alabama Republican Roy Moore that claimed his Twitter account was influenced by Russian bots, which turned out to be wrong.
Oh, thanks the Drudge. Sorry. I was just moving my Twitter account to Mastodon like everyone else.
So was I! As soon as I heard Musk was stopping all of that censorship, I had to leave before the crazies started posting.
I did that too, but when I got to Mastodon, most people had already moved back to Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. And I was getting FOMO with all the fights and memes that were happening over there.
Yes. Did you see that one with Musk dressed as Hitler?
Yeah, that was great. And what about the one with Musk wearing the tinfoil hat?
That was very funny. Oh, no wonder the mainstream news totally ignored the, what was that last report about?
I can't remember, Brian.
I can't either.